What's up, patrons? What's up? It's Queen Auset-Heru. And I'm back, of course, with a magical minute or 2 or 3 or 8. So it's good to see you. Thank you for being a patron and thank you for watching this video. So it's going to be quick like all the magical minutes are. I just wanted to tell you today's question. Today's question came from somebody who is learning more about magic and spirituality. So she's a patron, and she asked me a simple question. She said, Queen, what's the biggest misconception about magic? Now, magic has a lot of misconceptions, but she asked me for the biggest one, so I'm going to stick on topic. The biggest misconception, in my personal opinion, is that magic is evil. That you're hurting people, that you're harming them, taking their will, seducing them, controlling their minds, you're doing all this crazy shit to people, basically, and these witches can't be trusted, is what I'm hearing. Now, the truth is that magic isn't evil. Magic is energy. Okay? Magic is energy, just like electricity is energy. Electricity is not evil and it's not good. It's just energy. Okay? The question is how you use the energy. I heard a man say once, you can use electricity to cook a man's dinner, or you can use electricity to cook the man. And I thought about the electric chair and I thought about the microwave. And I'm like, he's right. You can use electricity for both of these things. One being evil, depending upon if you think that capital punishment is evil. Because I'm kind of on the fence with it, because I think some people deserve it and some people I think are killed that don't deserve it. So that's why I don't really support it, because I don't think they do enough to prove the person belongs there. But whatever, you can use the electricity for positive or negative is the point. So magic is exactly the same. You don't have to hurt people with magic. As a matter of fact, I've never ever hurted someone with magic. Many people have not. Magic is, like I said before, an energy. You can use magic to heal. You can use magic to draw positive energy. You can use magic to protect yourself and your home. You can use magic to cleanse yourself of bad energy that somebody else throws at you. You can use magic to raise your prosperity. You can use magic for a whole host. As a matter of fact, most things you use magic for are good reasons. They're positive reasons. The thing about it is the witch. See, that's the question. Is this witch, is this wizard, is this magic user, is this shaman, is this a evil or a positive person? Because every spiritual system, including Christianity, Islam, every spiritual system has good people and bad people. If you sit down and think about it, you could probably name somebody in your own spiritual system that ain't too cool, that has done negative or evil things. So evil isn't something that belongs to one spiritual system, unless it's a spiritual system that is, that I don't know about, that is their purpose. But evil people can come from any walk of life. So the question isn't, is the magic evil? It is the person evil. Is the witch evil? Because if you have a witch like me, I'm never going to hurt anybody. A witch like me is going to do healing magic, maybe some love magic, maybe definitely some protection magic, definitely some prosperity magic. I do that like every month. So I'm going to do stuff like that, but I'm not going to harm another person with magic because I don't believe in it. I believe there are a lot more effective ways. If you have to fight somebody, the court system, small claims court, there are a lot of more effective ways that if somebody harms you or does something to you, you can, get justice. You don't have to go hex them or do something negative to them. So a person who thinks like that, a person who's negative, a person who's into stuff like that, that's the kind of person, witch or not, who's going to be evil. That's the kind of person that's going to put a hex on somebody or poison somebody's well. Somebody like me is not going to do that. And I'm not the only one. There are plenty of witches I know that believe in karma. that believe in the law of return. The law of return says anything you do comes back to you tenfold. Karma says your deeds, good or bad, come back to you. So a lot of us, not all of us, believe that. So we don't do stuff like that because we don't want a hex coming back to us. I put the whammy on you, then 2 weeks later, something happens to me. I care more about me than to do something to somebody else. So that's that. Now, are there people that do that kind of thing? Yeah, there are. There are some people who don't care. I know people who straight up just don't care. I don't really bother with people like that, though. If I meet somebody like that, I stay away from them because I'm like, I see what you into. I'll leave them alone, you know? But there are those people, but the overwhelming majority of us are not like that. So the thing about magic being evil has always been a myth. And I'm going to tell you how it got started. A long time ago, there used to be pagans dwelling on a hill. There was pagans dwelling on a hill, practicing the way that they wanted to practice, doing their own thing. Along came new spiritual systems. And one of those systems was Christianity. And as Christianity began to gain power, and the next thing you know, there was a pope, there was a Vatican, and everything else, as Christianity began to gain that political, religious power, they started to crush the other spiritual systems. And paganism was one of their biggest competitors. But it was never because paganism was evil, it was because it was competition. Those early Christians saw paganism and other spiritual systems, not just paganism, as competition. Competition for what? Competition for souls. The church wanted as much tithes, as much money as they could possibly get. So if you and I are pagan, that's a couple dollars they not getting. So the easy way to turn you and me away from our beliefs is to make us believe they're evil. There's something wrong with it. Come with us. And they started what I always call an ancient smear campaign that still goes on to this day. To this day, people still believe the things that early Christians put out about other groups of people. The lies, the straight up lies. And they'll regurgitate them. They in the Bible, they're scripture. Because that's how you change a people. When you want to convert a group of people, you give them a holy book with all the laws in it, all the things you can do and all the things you shouldn't do. Even if everybody can't read, somebody can, and that somebody will tell everybody else. So it was never the fact that it was because these people were so evil. It was because they were competition. And now most people don't know the difference because they've seen it in the Bible or they've seen it in other holy books. So why would they not think it's true? Why would Jesus lie to them? You know? So it makes sense to me that they just don't know. Also, anybody who's ever practiced Catholic or practiced in other Christian groups and maybe even some other spiritual systems too, anybody that's ever practiced, one of the things that's very commonly said is not to question the authority of the Pope. You're supposed to believe what the Pope says with blind faith. No questions asked. Now, if that don't sound like brainwashing, I don't know what else does. So I can't blame the people nowadays who don't know. I think it would behoove them to do some research. That would be really good, but I really can't say that. But what I can say to you is that that is a magical misconception that is 100% based in lies. Okay? So if you are somebody who's interested in magic or just interested in reading about it, just interested in listening about it, don't feel like you're doing something evil because you're not. All you're doing is learning about an alternative spiritual system to the one you may or may not have grown up in. Okay? All right, guys. Come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.